Hey, this is Bob from Turbot. If you're looking for some quick demos on Turbot Pipes, you're in the right spot. Let's get started. In this demo, we're going to showcase Turbot Pipes of how you can gather intelligence across your cloud environments and share those insights with your team. As a starting example, we're going to use the Amazon compliance dashboards that are built into Turbot Pipes to evaluate your security posture across your environments. A common one is the CIS reports that are built in, latest being version 2.0. When you run the dashboard, it automatically scans all the accounts in scope. Here in my demo environment, I have a few Amazon accounts, and these are a bunch of queries that are coupled together that are scanning across all of the CIS recommendations. And this becomes an interactive dashboard. So that just ran hundreds of queries behind the scenes, and it's represented not only in a high-level summary that you can digest, but you can also then explore through the hierarchy of the controls. So in this case, we can look at the Amazon S3 section. We scroll down to section 2.1.4, and we can look at how we're adhering to the public access block settings across all the buckets in my accounts. And so here we can see a number of S3 buckets that are not adhering to this recommendation and others that are. Now, this report could be reviewed live, and I can also back up this report with a point-in-time snapshot. And so here, if I wanted to snap this report, I could do so. Now, all the data is locked in at this timestamp. I could choose to then share this report with other folks who have access into my workspace. And also I can create a secure link, then I can share it with others across the organization who may not have access to Turbot Pipes, or for others outside of the organization. Now, you can also schedule these reports to run on any type of frequency. And so here, if I wanted to schedule the CIS report to run daily or weekly or some custom period of time, I can easily schedule that. I can then choose the visibility of how I want this report to be shared. And then I can also set up notifications so it goes to the appropriate communication channel to notify the team. And I could do that within Slack or Microsoft Teams. I already have this set up in my environment, so I just show what it looks like from a Slack perspective. And so here I have a daily report coming through. And each time that the report gets notified into Slack, it gives the snapshot link so you can view more details, but also it provides the high-level summary of all the information cards that were on top of the report. And because it comes in as a message, you can easily thread in conversations with your team to collaborate on the information in the report. Now, there are a heap of other dashboards that we can explore. There's a number of security examples here. There's also cost reporting, there's tagging compliance, there's perimeter controls, there's well-architected assessments that we can run. But another common one that we'll drill into next are the insight reports. So the Amazon Insights mod gives a collection of reports and dashboards and relationship graphs that you can view your Amazon environment. And so we'll just take EBS volumes as an example. Dashboards are a way to group a number of different queries to ask common questions about a particular service scope. So in this example, we're showing EBS volumes, like how many volumes do we have, how much storage, which ones are unencrypted, how many are in use or not, what's the cost of the runtime of the allocated storage in this case. And so just common information that you want to display in a series of information cards, in donut charts, line graphs, etc. Then there's also the different types of detailed reports. You might not want to show a high-level summary. You might want to have a very specific report. So in this example, this is a volume age report, a list of your volumes, how long have they been provisioned for, and this could be considered for cost control. So if you have ones that have been living for a period of time and you want to take action if there's any things that are stale, data that might be out there and in use. Here I have a number of volumes that are over 90 days old, but if I wanted to explore those volumes a bit further, all of these are actually linkable to other dashboards. And so here, if I wanted to learn more about this volume, I can click there, and then that pulls up a detailed volume report. In that report, I can get more information specifically about this volume, and I can also view the relationships. So in this case, I have a volume that's mounted to an EC2 instance that also has a related snapshot to it. If I wanted to explore further on, well, what is this EC2 instance that it's associated with, then that hops me over to the EC2 instance detail. And then from here, I can view all the relationships, and this is much more complex. There's key pairs associated, there's the network interface, which then has security groups that are then associated in VPCs, there's IAM roles that could be attached, a whole number of resources. And so I can see here that this is part of a VPC. If I click further into that VPC, now I'm expanding my scope of view. And all of this is running real-time queries across the environments and then building out these relationships that I can view. So in this case, I could see the virtual private cloud. I could see that an internet gateway is attached for the routing. I can see that it does have flow logs enabled. It has a number of security groups that we can explode out. I can see the rest of the EC2 instances that are in the related subnet to that instance I was looking at earlier. If you feel like your organization would benefit from Turbot Pipes, you can get started with your free trial at pipes.turbot.com. More details are in the video description below.